I was born in San Roman, Rio Hondo on the 21st of April, 1958, on the day of Queen Elizabeth's birthday. A unique village, the only inland island in this country known as Albion Island, known as Little England. Bordering Mexico, very proximity to the Mexican border. My father, a chiclero once, a farmer up to this day. A family of 8. I'm the 5th child. As a child, I was very jovial, aggressive. Anything that comes along the way, I'll be the first one to raise my hand. Here I am. I remember growing up, coming to school. I remember I started school in Douglas with my aunt who had recently passed away. May her soul rest in peace. I love my aunt. And when I was in standard 1, my uncle here in Belize City visited San Roman, and he had one daughter who he wanted somebody to keep her company. And he went and asked my mom, say, you have 5 girls. Which one of them will you give me? And everybody back up and said, here I am, uncle. I'll be going. I remember I was in Standard 1 going to Standard 2. And I came to Belize City. I fit right in because of the nature who I am. I fit in. I was able to learn my Creole. I went as far as Standard 6, took my exams. I was admitted in Palote, accepted in Edward Pure. I was so happy I was now heading to high school. Something happened in the family, and my dear aunt who had passed away, she came and she said, you are 30 now and you need to belong to your mother. I'll take you home. I was really, really distressed. But as a child, you just have to listen to what the adults have for us. No? My aunt took me back to my mom. Arriving in San Roman, I said, what will happen? I've already taken my exams, already been accepted. My dad was just a farmer, a big family. We were 8 of us. Finance was very scarce. And my mom decided, well, you have to repeat Standard 6. I was very devastated, very disappointed. I remember my dad sitting together with the family and saying, we need to make an extra sacrifice to send this child to high school. She has all the potentials that is deserving of a student. And I remember my dad had an orchard. He was a farmer. He used to sell his products. And every penny he had, he was willing to ensure that, because of the nature of who I am, and he saw the potential in me, he decided that, okay, let's go for it. And he was very supportive all along the way, very supportive. My mom as well, but he was the one who wanted to see, he's the one who wanted to see a change in me and my family. I remember him getting early in the morning. I used to travel to Orange Walk once a month because of transportation was an issue in the village at the time. There was no cars, there were no buses traveling. And he used to ride that bicycle, and I'm behind the carrier. It took us 1 hour and 10 minutes to arrive in Orange Walk, early in the morning. And as we ride the bicycle, Daddy telling me, ensure you do well, ensure you follow the rules of the school, always giving good advice, always. And arriving there, Daddy would say goodbye and I would go to high school. I remember the place where I stayed was my godmother. And as a child, I can recall saying, if one day I go to high school, I would want this lady to be my godmother. Because if she lives in Orange Walk, I can have free boarding. Because that's the responsibility of a godmother. And it happened exactly how I thought about it. I stayed with her. She was the sweetest godmother. Supportive, willing. She was a unique person. And I remember the only thing that keep me back because of the nature of who I am, I'm an outgoing person. The children used to crucify those children who come from the villages. And I remember many times they attacked me by saying, hey, you come from bush, you come from village children eat only beans and tortilla. And I said, what's wrong with them? They don't know how we eat. Because my grandfather had a farm and we had beef. Every month my grandfather would kill a calf. Pig, we had chicken, we had everything. But it hurts when children bully other children, and I know what it is because I went through this. And as a human being, you can only support an amount of pressure that you get from your friends. And I remember I couldn't take it no more. And I said, I need to do something about it. And that was my biggest mistake. Because I remember I couldn't take it no more, and I remember I was able to beat on one of my classmates, and that was I regretted up to this very day, because that's not the way to go. And I remember we were suspended. Mommy said, okay, you don't want anything, we are making sacrifice and you don't want anything, but sometimes many parents don't understand what children go through. I was sent home, and I was in third form at the time, almost completing third form. Deep within my being, I knew that something was coming up. I said, something will come my way, and I will grab on that opportunity. And I remember a teacher went on maternity leave in my village, and they were looking for someone to hold over that post. And at the time, I was the most qualified person in the village. And I said, wow, this is my turning point again. I will ensure I step up. And I remember I went, I taught for 3 months, and Mr. Paredes, Artemio Paredes, who's a retired teacher, at the time he was the head teacher. He coached me and showed me all the strategies of helping to be a young teacher. And I remember after my 3 months, I said, hey, this is my call, this is what I wanted to do. I really enjoyed my 36 years of service to this country of Belize. 28 years at St. Joseph's School. I would like to thank my parents, my teachers, my management, the whole community at large who have given that service while I was at St. Joseph's School. My biggest dream for education is that every child deserves a good teacher, and every good teacher deserves good parents and a good community. I would like that every school may reflect in having a good policy against bullying.
I look into the window of my mind, reflections of the fears I know.